Hey, coin collectors and enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future coin-related content. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1973 Lincoln penny, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. Now, at first glance, this might seem like just another run-of-the-mill penny, but what if I told you this little coin could be worth a whole lot more than its face value? In fact, with the right condition, your 1973 Lincoln penny could be worth thousands, or even more. Let's break it down. Let's start with some history to put things into perspective. The 1973 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, marked with the D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. It was part of the 1973 series, and like many of the pennies from this era, it was struck with the typical copper composition. While the 1973 penny was produced in huge numbers, over 2 billion coins were struck, there are certain factors that could make one of these pennies highly valuable. Before we talk about how much this penny could be worth, let's talk about the key factors that affect the market value of a coin like this one. This is the big one. The condition of a coin dramatically impacts its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with the higher grades being much more valuable. A 1973 penny in mint state 67 or higher can fetch significantly more than one in lower grades. Some 1973 pennies may feature rare minting errors, things like double dies, off-center strikes, or misprints. These error coins are especially desirable for collectors, and they can drive prices up to a surprising degree. While the 1973 penny is fairly common overall, specific conditions or unique errors can make certain examples rare. So, what are these pennies worth? Let's break it down by condition and rarity. If your penny is in average circulation condition, say in good or fine condition, you're looking at a value of just 2 to 3 cents, barely above its face value. These are a step up. A well-preserved 1973 penny could fetch anywhere from $2 to $5 depending on its condition. Here's where it starts getting interesting. A 1973 penny in this range could bring you $10 to $50, sometimes even more depending on the exact grade. Error coins can take your penny's value from a couple of bucks to hundreds, or even thousands. For instance, if you happen to find a 1973 penny with a double die verse, where the date or lettering appears doubled, it could easily be worth $100 to $1,000. Okay, now let's talk about the big one. Could your 1973 penny ever be worth $1 million? While it's highly unlikely for most coins, there's always the possibility for extraordinary finds in the world of coin collecting. For the 1973 Lincoln penny to reach those kind of jaw-dropping prices, you need an incredibly rare error coin in flawless condition. We're talking about something like a highly sought-after minting mistake combined with a perfect grade of MS-70. In the world of rare coins, particularly with Lincoln pennies, certain unique errors have fetched astronomical amounts. For example, a rare error like a misstruck penny could be auctioned for up to $100,000 or more, with only a few examples known to exist. But $1 million 1973 penny? It's not out of the question, though it would have to be an incredibly rare anomaly, like a minting error on a near-perfect coin. Now that you know what makes a 1973 Lincoln penny valuable, how do you go about checking yours for potential worth? Here's a quick guide. Check for any double dies or errors. If you notice something unusual with the date or mint mark, make sure to take a closer look. Double dies, off-center strikes, or any other unusual features can turn a regular penny into a small treasure. Once you've inspected your penny, it's time to grade it. If you're unsure about the condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. So, there you have it. While the 1973 Lincoln penny might seem like a simple coin, it could be worth more than you think, especially if it's in excellent condition or features a rare minting error. If you've got one of these in your collection, be sure to give it a closer look. And if you want more tips on how to spot rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment below. 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that might be sitting in your pocket right now, and could potentially be worth a lot more than you think. So, grab a magnifying glass, and let's get started. Now, you may have heard rumors that the 1982 penny could be worth a fortune, and today, we're going to break down the details of this coin, its current market value, and the specific circumstances that make it worth millions in some rare cases. Yes, millions! First, let's get some context on this coin. The 1982 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is where the mint mark comes from. This particular penny was part of a transition in U.S. coinage. Up until 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper. But starting that year, a major change occurred. The U.S. Mint reduced the copper content, replacing it with zinc, making the coins lighter and less expensive to produce. But here's where things get interesting. While most of the 1982 pennies are made of this new copper-plated zinc, some 1982 pennies are made with the old copper composition. This mix-up happened during the transition, and that's where the potential for big value lies. You see, the 1982 penny is especially significant because it was minted in both the copper and zinc versions. The copper version is what coin collectors and investors are looking for. So, how much can these 1982 copper pennies be worth? Well, here's where it gets exciting. A regular 1982 zinc penny is worth just 1 cent, nothing special. However, if you're lucky enough to find a copper 1982 penny, its value increases substantially. In recent years, collectors have been paying hefty premiums for these copper pennies because they are rare. Although the exact number of copper 1982 pennies is unknown, it's believed that only a small percentage of the pennies minted in 1982 were struck with the old copper alloy. Now, let's talk about the price. A 1982 copper penny can fetch anywhere from $50 to $100 in average condition. But that's just the start. If you have a graded coin, like one with a high mint state, it could be worth several $100s or more. Now you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1982 penny is made of copper? Great question. The easiest way to determine if your penny is copper or zinc is by weighing it. The copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones are slightly lighter, around 2.5 grams. You can also check the color. Copper pennies have a rich, reddish-brown color, while zinc pennies will look more dull and grayish. Be careful though, there are no guarantees that your penny is copper just because it looks like it. It's always best to weigh the coin or consult a professional for an official grading. But what if I told you that some 1982 pennies are worth even more? That's right. Some 1982 pennies have been found with rare minting errors that make them worth millions of dollars. Let's take a look at a few examples. One of the most famous error coins from this year is the 1982 double die obverse penny. This error occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled. If you're lucky enough to find one of these, you're looking at a coin worth anywhere from $500 to $5,000, depending on the condition and the severity of the doubling. Then there's the 1982 with a no mint mark error. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck without the D mint mark, which is an incredibly rare find. These coins have been known to sell for upwards of $1 million. Yes, $1 million. Imagine discovering one of these in your pocket change. But of course, these error coins are extremely rare, so don't expect to find one on every corner. If you think you've got a possible error penny, always have it professionally graded to confirm its authenticity and value. Once you've identified your 1982 penny, it's time to consider grading it. Grading plays a huge role in how much your coin is worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A higher grade means the coin is in better condition, which translates to a higher market value. If your penny is in mint condition, it's best to send it to a professional grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, for an official grade. Once graded, your coin can be sold at auctions, through coin dealers, or even online platforms like eBay. To sum it up, the 1982 Lincoln penny can be worth a lot more than its face value, but only if you've got one of the rare copper versions or a penny with a minting error. While a standard 1982 penny is worth just 1 cent, a rare, Well-preserved copper penny can be worth hundreds of dollars, and if you've got a minting error, you could be sitting on a potential fortune. So, next time you dig through your pocket change, remember, you might have a valuable coin on your hands. Be sure to check for copper, weigh your penny, and look for those rare errors. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome coin content, and leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin. 1993 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, that's right, the 1993 D penny. It might be a lot more valuable than you think. Before we get into the details, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more coin collecting tips and valuable coin discoveries. You don't want to miss this. Let's first take a look at the 1993 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver. The penny is part of the series that began in 1909, featuring President Abraham Lincoln. As part of the 1990s steady flow of coins, this 1-cent piece might seem ordinary at first glance. But what sets the 1993 D apart? Let's break it down. The obverse side of the 1993 D penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, we see the classic Union shield, signifying strength and unity, which has been a part of the penny since 1959. Minted at the Denver Mint, this coin was produced alongside billions of other pennies. The year 1993 saw a significant number of coins made, with nearly 6 billion pennies stamped that year alone. Now, let's talk about the real question. Why is the 1993 D Lincoln penny important for collectors and investors? Well, there are several factors that could determine its value in the market. Most of these pennies are common, and you'll find plenty of 1993 DS still in circulation. But it's the rare, high-quality specimens and potential errors that can make a significant impact on the value. One of the things that collectors are always on the lookout for are minting errors. When a coin like the 1993 D Lincoln penny has a mistake during production, like a doubled die cracks, or off-center strikes, it can go from being a mere penny to something worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. For example, a 1993 D penny with a doubled die, where you can see a visible doubling of Lincoln's portrait or the date, could command a higher price than a regular one. Other varieties, like those with an off-center strike, can also be extremely valuable. Of course, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in how much it's worth. A penny in mint state condition, MS65 or better, is far more valuable than one that has been worn down after years of circulation. So, here's the million-dollar question. What's the current market value of the 1993 D Lincoln penny? First, let's talk about the standard 1993 D Lincoln penny in average condition, which is very common. This type of coin, in good circulated condition, is worth just around 1 cent, yes, face value. But as we all know, it's the rare finds that turn heads. A 1993 D penny in uncirculated condition, with high-grade marks like MS65 or better, can fetch around $5 to $10. Not too bad for a penny, right? But when you start talking about rare error coins, like those with the famous doubled die or off-center strikes, the value can soar. These types of coins, depending on their rarity and quality, can range anywhere from $50 to even $500 or more in the right market. Some exceptionally rare error coins have even sold for over $1,000. Now, let's get to the ultimate question. Can a 1993 D penny really be worth $1 million? In theory, yes. But let's manage our expectations. A coin like the 1993 D would need to be in pristine condition, possibly with a rare and highly sought-after error, and it would have to be a part of an elite collection. While million-dollar sales of pennies are rare, there are coins that have sold for hundreds of thousands or even millions, especially if they have something unique about them. If you happen to find a 1993 D penny with a minting error that nobody has seen before, it could easily catch the eye of collectors worldwide, potentially fetching a price in the high six figures or even beyond. So, how can you find a valuable 1993 D penny? First off, always check your change. Look for coins that are in excellent condition and inspect them carefully for any signs of error. Focus on details like the doubling of the date, mint mark, or any noticeable errors on Lincoln's portrait. If you suspect you've found something valuable, make sure to take it to a professional appraiser or coin dealer to verify its authenticity. In conclusion, while the 1993 D Lincoln penny might not seem like much, it has the potential to surprise you. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep your eyes peeled for those rare minting errors and pristine examples. A penny today could turn into a big payday tomorrow. 2006 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. We'll talk about its history, why it's so special, and just how much this coin is worth in today's market, including how it could even be worth millions. That's right, millions of dollars. You won't want to miss this. Now, let's take a closer look at this rare coin, a 2006 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Typically, U.S. pennies have a mint mark to show where they were produced. But with this 2006 coin, there's something unique. This coin was struck without a mint mark, which is extremely rare and makes it a highly valuable collector's item. Now, you might be wondering, why is this penny so special? Let's break it down. In 2006, most U.S. pennies were produced at the Denver and Philadelphia mints, and you'll typically see a D or P mint mark on the coin. But here's where it gets interesting. The 2006 No Mint Mark pennies are from the Philadelphia Mint. These are the coins that slipped through the cracks, missing the mint mark entirely. This error wasn't intentional, making them a true numismatic anomaly. And with rarity comes value. So, how much is this 2006 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth? When it comes to the 2006 No Mint Mark penny, you may be surprised by its worth. While a typical penny from this year might only be worth 1 cent in circulation, an uncirculated or mint condition 2006 No Mint Mark penny can fetch around $100 to $200 at auction, depending on its condition. But that's just the beginning. That's right, it could be worth up to $200 in typical cases. But here's the kicker: certain examples of this coin in perfect condition, like those that are graded MS 67 or higher, have been sold for over $1,000. That's right, a simple penny from 2006 can be worth over $1,000 if it's in top-notch condition. Now you're probably thinking, but wait, could this coin really hit the $1 million mark? And the answer is, maybe. While it's extremely rare, if a 2006 No Mint Mark penny were ever found in absolutely pristine condition, like a perfect MS 70 grade, there are collectors who would pay handsomely for it. Historically, there have been similar high-value coins, where the rarity and condition combine to push the price into the millions. This makes the 2006 No Mint Mark penny one to watch for potential future sales at auction. Let's take a look at the current market for these coins. According to recent coin auctions and sales, a few 2006 No Mint Mark pennies have been listed at around $5,000 to $10,000 when they're in uncirculated, high-grade condition. That's definitely impressive for a penny that originally cost just 1 cent. But here's where it gets really interesting. You see, rare pennies like this one can be viewed as both an investment and a treasure hunt for collectors. The demand for rare coins has been growing steadily, especially as more people start looking for ways to diversify their investment portfolios. Coins that are rare, with mistakes or minting errors, are highly sought after. So, if you happen to have a 2006 penny in your pocket or a collection, take a good look at it. If it's a no mint mark version, especially in near perfect or mint condition, you could be holding on to something very valuable. The most valuable coins are those that have been preserved in impeccable condition, so make sure to handle your coins carefully and, if you believe you've got a gem, consider getting it professionally graded. Grading is key in determining how much your coin is worth. The grading scale goes from MS 60, which means the coin is in average condition, to MS 70, which is flawless. Coins in higher grades are valued much more, and if you get a 2006 No Mint Mark penny graded at MS 70, it could potentially fetch a jaw-dropping price. So, could the 2006 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny ever reach $1 million? It's unlikely in the immediate future, but as time goes on and these coins become even rarer, it's not out of the question for them to increase in value. If you've got one of these pennies tucked away, it could turn out to be a gold mine for you one day. If you found this video interesting, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts. And let me know in the comments, do you have a 2006 no mint mark penny? Have you ever seen one at an auction? We'd love to hear about your experiences. 2017 P. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. The one with a special mint mark that could make it worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. Stick around as we explore its story, value, and how to spot the rare versions that could make you rich. Let's get into it. Before we jump into the specifics, let me give you a quick rundown on the 2017 P penny's history. You may be thinking, it's just another penny, right? But in the case of the 2017 P, there's more to it than meets the eye. The 2017 P penny is the first penny in U.S. history to feature the P mint mark on it. Up until this point, all pennies were made at the Philadelphia Mint, but this specific penny has a special P to mark that it came from there in 2017. Now, why is this important? Well, if you didn't know, the U.S. Mint traditionally didn't use mint marks on pennies. The P mint mark was only used on coins like quarters and dimes, so this penny became a significant part of history. But here's where things get really interesting. Not all 2017 P pennies are created equal, some are rare, and the ones in great condition could fetch you a pretty penny, if you catch my drift. So, what makes this coin so valuable? There are a couple of factors to keep in mind. First off, you'll need to pay attention to the condition of the penny. A 2017 P penny that's in great condition can have a much higher value than a well-worn one. The more pristine the coin, the more likely it is to be worth something special in the collector market. For example, a coin in mint state, or MS, grades like MS 65 and higher can easily catch the eye of collectors. Now you may be asking, how much are these coins worth? Let's break it down. On the low end, a 2017 P penny in circulated condition, with visible wear and tear, might only be worth around 10 to 25 cents. But when you get into the higher grades, such as MS 65 or higher, the value skyrockets. In fact, a perfect MS 67 2017 P penny has been known to sell for over $100 or more. But that's just the beginning. Now for the big question, how does this coin stack up in terms of million-dollar potential? While a single 2017 P penny hasn't yet reached $1 million, it's possible for certain very rare and perfect specimens, especially those with exceptional characteristics like error varieties, to appreciate dramatically in the future. Collectors will always have a keen eye out for rare minting errors or special varieties, which can drive prices up into the thousands or even millions. One example of a potential error is the doubled die variety, an issue that could make a specific penny significantly rarer than the rest. While these errors are very hard to find, they could turn your humble 2017 P penny into a coin that could be worth upwards of several $1,000s, and perhaps even more, depending on demand. Now you're probably wondering, how do you find one of these rare 2017 P pennies? Well, it all comes down to knowing what to look for. First, check the condition of your coin. If it's been circulating in your pocket or in change, chances are it won't be worth too much. But if it's in mint condition, you've already got a valuable coin on your hands. Another thing to consider is the rarity of the coin. Some coins with unique characteristics like misstrikes or an unintentional doubling of letters are often worth a lot more. A key piece of advice? Always use a magnifying glass to carefully inspect the penny for any signs of unusual markings. It's a long shot, but finding a major error could make all the difference. The numismatic market can be unpredictable. The value of rare coins, like the 2017 P penny, depends on factors like demand, rarity, and condition. That said, if the 2017 P penny continues to grow in popularity and remains a desirable coin for collectors, it could definitely hit the $1 million mark in the future. So, to recap, the 2017 P penny might seem like just another penny to most people, but if you have one in your collection, don't overlook it. With its historic P mint mark and potential for rare varieties or errors, this little coin could one day be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. If you think you've found a valuable 2017 penny, it's a good idea to get it appraised by a professional, or even consider submitting it for grading. A certified coin can fetch a much higher price when sold at auction or through reputable dealers. There's a whole market out there for rare and valuable coins,